Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, hi. So, let's talk about this. So, it turns out that WWE and Fox is losing money broadcasting Friday Night Smackdown. It says right here, this is like, just information on the Facebook. But it's also like, you can also check out like other news sites that are talking about this actually. It says like, in multiple of the nation's finances and investment management company Morgan Stanley did an Atlantic analysis for Fox on SmackDown and felt that Fox couldn't justify the current price tag for SmackDown. In the 2020-2021 television seasons, Fox paid $196.7 million for the show and ended up $134 million in losses. In 2020-2021 to 2022, Fox paid $208.5 million and ended up with $145 million in losses. Judging by the likes of SmackDown, isn't doing Fox any good. No word yet if they will renew their contract once the deal is done. Guest tribal chief is not a new mover he think he is. It's not just on Facebook, it's also mentioned on other websites, so just definitely to make this clear. The recent report that anything is going by Fox is a massive losses in the broadcasting deal with SmackDown. The Blue Brand found its new home in Fox in 2019 when the two parties struck a 5-year deal that runs until 2024. SmackDown ratings has been steady for quite a while, but things have not been a hunky dory as they appear to be. And like I said, and that again, the information was about the same as I presented before. Uh, Says also the future too looks bleak as Fox is projected to lose even more money with the deal. The company could lose 155 million 22-23 season. It's safe to say that despite fan interest at an all-time high, wrestling has been struggling to connect the casual audience more over since mainstream stars like John Cena and Rock seldom appear anymore. Casual viewers don't have the incentive to tune in to the company's weekly show. See, this is actually the problem. It's so true. You see, this is the problem. And it's been a problem for. This is the problem why WWE in wrestling nowadays sucks. Because with the lack of star power and with the lack of good actual, when you don't have anything good on television, this is what's going to happen. You're going to deal with this. SmackDown currently it's surprisingly the best viewer reviewed show because it's on a big platform. But you wonder why. But the thing is, you wonder why Fox is getting angry because this is their big. This is Fox is a big platform than the USA Network, and they're showcasing SmackDown. So it's gonna get overall viewership, but they're losing viewership because they're not getting the viewership as promised because they're falling. This is like, can you really blame them being angry? Because WWE sucks now, and I'm sorry, it does. They lack care. They lack the larger than life characters. They lack the storylines. They lack good build. Any good promotion. I'm sorry, promoting. Oh, two championship matches, like some jobber tag team matches or some jobber matches that no one fucking cares besides Marks care. Like, you're not promoting people who no one fucking knows or cares about. And I'm sorry, as much as I love Roman Reigns, I mean, Roman Reigns, sure, not that bad of a, not like he's not that bad in terms of like, he definitely helps, I guess, the show. But when he's not there consistently anymore, it's gonna ruin the show. Now he's a part timer. It makes the show even worse. I'm not saying that he's like, oh, he's not a needle mover, but like, he's not a needle mover compared to like John Cena. And look what happened like when SmackDown with Cena appeared. It was like the best viewership in a long time. This is what happens when you don't have stars. And I'm sorry, this is the problem with WWE. Don't care about making new stars anymore or having a next John Cena, next star. You wonder why this is gonna happen. It's gonna lead to your show like not having anybody to care about. Your show is gonna fucking no longer be on Fox anymore because you're that's how you make them angry. You're not gonna make any money because you're fucking not making any stars. You lack characters. You lack the storylines. You lack anything that makes a wrestling show good. You're not like close to where you were in the Attitude or Ruthless Aggression era with any characters, any storylines going on, actual good matches that make sense. bunch of fucking stupid nonsense going on. No one cares about fucking Charlotte Flair. No one cares about fucking these disgusting She-Hulks. No one cares about women's wrestling. Stop pretending they're big time. No one cares. I'm sorry. No one really cares about the IC title main event in the show. Like, I don't hate Gunter, but no one knows Gunter is really, like, he's not like this big star yet. And having him main event the show with the title, like, I'm sorry, when the Intercontinental title has been a joke for this long, it's not gonna make any sense. I'm sorry. Stop having a main event the show or act like it's big time, especially when there's like no legit main eventers on the show. If you want the Reigns to succeed, that way you have to have guys like The Rock and Cena on the show, and keep having Reigns on the show. But you're not. You're fucking falling because you're showcasing people who are not stars. You're showcasing these stupid indie work rate wrestlers that don't fucking are not star appeal. I like the Bloodline, I like Sami Zayn, but they're not like credible enough to carry a show. You need top stars like Roman Reigns, and you need guys like the part timers on the show, unfortunately. And also, let's be honest here, it's kind of their fault for promoting guys like Undertaker, Stone Cold, or whatever, because they're showing when they were debuting on Fox, promos of old wrestlers, and you wonder why people don't watch because you fucking falsely advertise those people. So yeah, it's WWE's fault why the ratings suck, and because again, this is the problem because the rate is basically this just shows why the ratings matter in WWE. This proves why the ratings matter because you're not getting the ratings that they promise, and you wonder why Fox is angry because you're fucking failing in the ratings. You're not giving SmackDown its prime time, appeal that it should have. No stars, and this is what's gonna happen. Plus the lack of good characters and lack of good direction of the show, and you're just trying to be like an indie show with just having good matches with no actual stories or whatever. We're gonna announce a big IC title match, but no real story or whatever. We're just gonna have it because whatever. We're gonna have Braun Strowman versus Gunter for some reason without developing a story. You would think Braun Strowman, sure, a modern big star, but he's not really that modern big star since he hasn't been in a company he was released before, and you really kind of booked him as a goof, so. And, no one fucking cares about Ricochet, no one cares about fucking, Madcap Moss, or all these guys that you act like are stars. You don't make them big enough to be stars, and you wonder, it's the lack of good booking, too, So it's their fault why Fox is angry. They have no one to blame but themselves. They false promise Fox with good promotion. And this is the problem with the USA Network too, by the way, okay? This is also the USA Network's fault, but we're focusing on Fox because this is going to be a big... Because, again, this is a big issue for them because Fox and WWE have a big deal where they're, Fox is basically the main deal right now. That's why SmackDown is getting more ratings than fucking Raw because it's on a bigger platform. And you wonder why they're angry, because they're not giving the promise that they promised. So, yeah, there you go. That's all I say, people. I'm just keep real. Get your, fuck WWE for this, because, it's their fault. And, when you don't care about the ratings, this is what's going to happen. When you're just going to cater to smarks, this is what happened. Unless you really think that the show you're putting out is going to guarantee good ratings, then you're fucking wrong. You got to get good creative back. You got to fucking have good characters. You gotta have fucking good old shebang. If it even means the women have to get naked again, you have to do it. I don't know, go dude, you gotta do it, bro. You can't just have the women act like they're big time and important. I'm sorry, no one cares about women's wrestling. No one cares about these indie midgets. People care about character storylines, build up matches that make sense, not these long boring fucking work rate matches. And fucking be like how you were back in the day with wrestling. You gotta fucking go back to being old school, and that's how fucking, you're like, look what happened with SmackDown back in the day when it was on UPN or whatever, even on fucking, those were better shows, and no wonder fucking they wanted on Fox, because, they saw potential, and again, WWE's a big brand, and Fox, SmackDown used to be a show that people love. Now and the first episode prevailed because The Rock was there and you actually booked it like a good show. You had a ladder match, you had Brock Lesnar on the show, winning the title and shit like that. You even had Cain Velasquez or whatever. Shit like that is what makes people want to watch. But since then, the show has really declined. It was a good first impression, but then the show declined because it was false hope. Because you just you went back to being lazy. So it's your fault, WWE. You have no one else to blame. No one, not to even blame Fox. So it's your fault. Till next time, peace, yeah, bye. This shows why ratings are important.